In this video, I'll be sharing a weird way for you to embrace your shadow self. Now, along your spiritual journey, everyone goes through a dark night of the soul, or what I actually like to refer to as a dark night of the ego. And a key step along the spiritual journey is to integrate your shadow self. So, those parts of you that some people also call the unconscious. And specifically, what I'm talking about is integrating those parts of you that you probably feel embarrassed or ashamed about. Those parts of you that you don't really like to admit that you actually have. Aloha, beautiful souls. My name is Ryan of Translution, and I'm here to assist you along your spiritual journey of deep transformation and self-discovery. So, I've been reading this book called Existential Kink by Carolyn Elliott, PhD, and I have to tell you, it's been truly fascinating and so insightful so far. And I'm about a third of the way through it, so I'm probably gonna have to make another video once I finish this book. Now, my astrologer recommended this book back when I was learning about my natal chart and I was doing some really deep integrative shadow work. And, at the time she recommended it, I was kind of a little bit too into the darkness to probably have appreciated this book fully. But now that I'm kind of past that stage, this book came up again and I decided that now is probably a good time to read it. This book is definitely not for people that are super close-minded or people that maybe get really defensive when someone calls them out on their crap. If you're still there and interested, what this book suggests that we do is work with and interact with our shadow self as if it were a kink. So what exactly is a kink? Well, when it comes to sex, a kink is some kind of bizarre, unusual, unconventional sexual preference or behavior. So, in other words, it's things that polite society would frown upon. I don't know why I had to say that in a British accent, but I think it was totally appropriate. So let's see how this idea of kinkiness can be applied when it comes to your spiritual journey. Now, one of my favorite quotes from this book is, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will rule your life and you will call it fate." And that is a quote from Carl Jung. We all have conscious desires, yes? And these conscious desires are made up primarily of what society and culture tells us to want. So things like beauty, wealth, and true love, marriage. I mean, basically, these are the things that a lot of people focus their manifestation techniques on, right? But we also have unconscious desires, things that may be considered taboo or things that we repress. And it's these unconscious desires, again, these shadow aspects of ourselves, that are the focus of this book. One perspective that's important to note is that we may not always get what we consciously desire. So basically the things that our ego is telling us to desire, right? But we always get what we unconsciously desire. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, how am I supposed to know what I unconsciously desire? I mean, it's unconscious, right? Well, that's simple. All you have to do is just take a look at the current state of your life right now. All those things that you don't really like about your current situation, those are your unconscious desires being manifested. So now, in order for you to shift your current situation, what you have to do, according to this book, is you have to enjoy those unconscious undesired manifestations. I know, right? You're like, what? I gotta enjoy these things that I don't want? Well, let me break it down for you. Firstly, we are all multidimensional beings experiencing a temporary human experience. Correct? Okay. So what that means is that we, our souls, our higher selves, whatever, chose to incarnate here on earth in this physical realm to experience the full spectrum of what it means to be human, what it means to be alive. And now, why is it so important for us to enjoy these unconscious and undesirable manifestations? It's because what you resist persists. Have you ever heard that before? So when you resist those things that your ego, which is made up of your programming and your conditioning, when you resist those things, then what happens is they keep happening and keep appearing in your life. Why? Because when you resist something, you are focused on it. And what you focus on expands and becomes stronger. And another way to look at it is where focus goes, energy flows, and results show. Are you with me so far? Wonderful. So, what are some of the areas or thoughts or patterns in our life where existential kink can be applied? It can be applied to patterns or behaviors like staying at the same income level, dating the same kind of person, overeating, overindulging, having a poor self-body image, not feeling good enough, making plans for the future, but not taking any action. Now, can you relate to any of those problems or issues? I know I can. Now, shadow work is not easy, but it is such a powerful way for you to grow and evolve spiritually. And once you've integrated that shadow self, the rewards, if you will, of that process are immeasurable. So, what is the basic process here, the basic technique of doing existential kink? And so, the first thing is that you dissolve those unconscious patterns by making them conscious. And it's like what I suggested earlier is taking a look at your current circumstance and seeing the things that you don't like about your life and realizing that this is an unconscious manifestation. And once you've made conscious these repeating patterns and behaviors and these undesirable manifestations, you treat them like a kink or a fetish, right? Hence the title, Existential Kink. So basically, you take pleasure in the things that your unconscious manifested. So for example, you take pleasure in staying at the same income level. You take pleasure in dating the wrong kind of person. You take pleasure in not feeling good enough. I know, I told you this was weird, right? But hang in there. Because once you experience that pleasure, you integrate that shadow aspect of you, that unconscious part of you. And once that integration happens, you can take control of your life and manifest the things that you actually do desire. Once this existential process is complete, then it's the best time and you'll get the most bang for your buck by doing these things that we all know how to do with law of attraction. Your visualizations, your meditations, your spell casting, etc., journaling, all those things become so much more potent. So to me, the main idea here behind existential kink is that you not only identify and release those shadow aspects of yourself, but you also embrace and love those shadow aspects as well. And by doing that, you heal them so much faster. So remember, you are always manifesting. Everything in your microcosm, in your reality right now, you manifested it. And it's important that you take full ownership of your life and the circumstances you find yourself in. This is the foundation of the law of attraction, is taking full responsibility of your life. I am really looking forward to finishing this book so I can share more of what I've learned with all of you. So if you learned something new from this video, make sure to hit that like button and share with me in the comments below what you took away from this video. And to make sure you don't miss out on part 2 of Existential Kink, make sure to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell so you can be notified whenever a new video is uploaded. Thank you so much for checking out this video, but before you go, I wanted to share an offering that I have for a small group of amazing souls in 2022. I am looking to work with some individuals who are at a crossroads in their life and they're going through some type of transformation or transition period. I'd like to coach people who are feeling a little bit uncertain and confused at the moment, and they're seeking more clarity and peace regarding the direction that their life is headed. And I'd like to work with individuals who are open to learning more about their life purpose, and they're willing to explore that subconscious shadow self so that they can remove those blockages and start manifesting and creating the type of things that they've always wanted in their life. Now, if this sounds like something you'd totally be interested in, please make sure to check my website, www.transformwithryan.com, and book an exploratory call so we can see if you're a great fit for this amazing program. I'll talk to you soon. Mwah.